Today is 5th of April 2018. Market open positive and trade upwards, up 65 points to close at 3405. Volume is actually below average. Now this happened after yesterday's severe sell down in the afternoons, and the recent talks of tariffs between US and China has not been very useful. It has created a lot of jittery in the markets, and there are a lot of wild swing. Mentioned over the last few videos that it's important to actually scale back or stand aside until the direction of the market is clear. After this gap itself, markets has been actually trading sideways, and yesterday itself actually bring it to a low, testing this low in February, and we have a bounce off today. Now we are trading below 1326 SMA, so we are generally still biased towards the downside. Immediate resistance is at this level here, the gaps, which is at about 3443, and of course the recent low here of 3340 is a significant support. Alright, it was tested on several occasions, so it's very important. If we take a look at the US itself, this is Dow Jones Industrial Index, managed to actually bounce out the 200 days 40-week SMA, and of course this is Wednesday data, so we still got 2 more days including today, so if we held up well, they'll be generally positive, but at best market is just range bound. However, breaking this 40 weeks we're extremely negative. This is S&P 500. You notice quite similar patterns made to recover from 200 days. Now we don't have many strong stocks at the moment. Just to mention some of the stocks that happens to perform. This is Hopper. The stock's actually volume is actually quite low. Today stage of breakouts. In fact, this is the only stock yesterday that actually traded a 52 weeks high, but it didn't close that well. If you notice, actually it's just traded a small body despite severe sell down in the markets, and today managed to trade a extension bar. We can look for pullback here, but again volume is low, so we just have to take smaller positions. We notice this stock has been trading for a while. If you have been checking the swing long reports, there's only these stocks: Capital, Commercial. Right now here we have a small depot. Like to see the stock break above this high here of 185. We have another REITs that's performed fairly well. This is Site Built. Notice after a downward move, we begin to trade sideways, and today we have a up bar here with slightly increased volumes, and look for pullback here. And of course, if you break on the upside, the moving average will follow, and they'll be in order. Now it's just that actually the stock itself, you notice a bit of overlapping bar, so it tend to be more sluggish. Moya Asia. Alright, today managed to actually attempt this resistance here. Again, we like to see how it turn out, and during the pullback we can look for setup. Just be mindful, this is a ultra penny stocks. One of the strong stocks we had discussed recently is actually Best World. After a long period of consolidations, actually stock break on the upside. Okay, and it's extremely strong, and followed by a pullbacks. And yesterday we have a wide range reversal bar. Today trade inside day. Again, at best it may just become range bounds, and we like to trade accordingly. And eventually, if you break above this resistance, we can actually take the trade at 190. Other than that, majority of those stocks we'll be discussing, like Hi-P, Mentex, have suffered severe sell down. Even stock like Ventures has a gap. Notice they will actually attempt to close this gap and actually went on the downside. Today trade a inside day, but volume is the body is small, so it's not that convincing. At best, it may become range bound. If you take a look at China Sansing, these are the strong stock we discussed. It also comes to severe selling. So most of the chart patterns are damaged, so we will just have to wait it out. If you notice, very severe sell down. Alright, it's trading below the 1326 SMA. Now it's actually started to point downwards, so it's quite negative in that sense. but however we just trade accordingly. And if were to actually become range bounds, it may well end up like this, but it will take a long time before you actually break on the upside. So a lot of stocks actually has been damaged to patterns, so we just have to actually wait it up. Let's take a look at Venture again. This time on the 5-minute charts. This is something which, if you have the time, you can consider. If you notice, actually stocks were actually range bound. That was yesterday itself, and sometime in the afternoon itself, at about 3 o'clock, they experienced severe sell down. And over here, you can actually look for setup to actually short the stocks here. This is another setup. And over here, we have an extension bar here with high volume, probably lock in a profit here. This portion here will be too difficult to actually take this trade again because it's towards 4 o'clock. We have half an hour. So it's very difficult to actually trade at this point in time because we don't have enough time. Likewise for DBS, which came much earlier. Alright, at about 1 o'clock or so, it started actually moved down 2 o'clock. Alright, and again, you can identify setup like this to actually shorts and take advantage of the range. Stocks like this has sufficient range. Alright, UOB. Again, if you take a look at the 5-minute charts, we can identify opportunity to actually short the stocks and cover towards the end of the day. Alright, similarly today's actually stock actually kept up and trade to inside there before it break on the upside. Alright, here the volume a bit low. We could have taken the trades over here and exit the trades towards the end of the day, or when you actually trade a wide range reversible, or when the daylights get smaller. So we actually can do that for stock with sufficient range, like the banks, UOB and DBS and Venture. So we can actually do a intraday trades using the swing technique for long as well as for short. Some of the weak stock we'll be discussing continue to be weak. This is Genting. Currently we have a throwback again. Here we have a small dipper. Bar low here is at 102. It may continue to actually move upward. Notice today volume is higher, and of course during a throwback we look for setup. Line white for Thai beverage. Notice after the sell down, severe sell down, it began to trade sideways before it actually make a low. Now it actually is range bound. This is a small dipper. Look for a break below this low here of 775. This is Yangzijiang. Stock has a very nice consolidation patterns and it break on the downside. Alright, over here we have a sideways move, it break on the downside. Experiencing now a throwback. This is the inside there. Again, we wait for the throwback to complete and eventually look for opportunity to actually short the stocks. So again, many of the strong stocks has really weakened significantly, and it's difficult to trade them, so we just have to wait it out. We can identify weak stocks to actually short them. So it's important for us to actually right now to really carefully consider the stock that we actually trades. It had to be a very obvious pattern. We certainly do not like to actually risk our capitals during a choppy market like this. So again, trade small or we stand aside and observe.